Now, a birth control pill for men has been found to be 99% effective in preventing pregnancy in mice. It's a development which could transform contraception methods, most of which put the burden on women to stop the pregnancy. So I'm joined now by someone who was involved in the creation of this treatment. Dr. Gunda Georg is the department head of medicinal chemistry at the University of Minnesota. So, Dr. Georg, tell us a little bit about this. What's the latest and how does this treatment work?
Yeah, so we are really excited about having these results. I've worked for 20 years to try to develop a male contraceptive agent. It's non-hormonal, which has some advantages over hormonal birth control pills. And so we finally have arrived at a compound that, when given to mice, as you said, is 99% effective. And not only is it effective, but it is also reversible in our mouse studies. And this is very important because you don't want to sterilize a man. You want to enable them to take control of their fertility, or of couples to do birth control, prevent pregnancies. So this is very exciting news. And then, of course, if you have a drug, it has to be exceedingly safe, because we're not treating a disease here, but healthy people are going to be taking this particular contraceptive pill. And so we have to assure that it's completely safe. And so the next step is really to provide information about the safety of the drug to the Food and Drug Administration to hopefully get a clinical trial to start very soon.
Right. So they're going to do clinical trials in men. You said that it's reversible. So is it as soon as they stop that they can then they're then able to sort of get the woman pregnant? And is it like the female pill where you take it? You know, you might take it. How do you take the treatment?
Yeah, so that's, of course, another advantage of the compound that we developed. It is orally bioavailable, so we anticipate that it would be a once-a-day pill. And fertility, of course, it would take a while for the fertility to go down. And then when you stop the drug, of course, it takes a while also to get fertility back, because you have a spermatogenic cycle, meaning the sperm is developing in mice over 36 days. In humans, it's about 74 days. And so you have to probably go through one spermatogenic cycle to induce the fertility. And then, of course, when you discontinue the drug treatment, it takes the sperm a while, to develop and be fully functional again.
Yeah, it sounds like, well, it'd be interesting to see how the actual trials, the full trials on men gets on and whether that works. Dr. Gunda Georg, thank you so much for joining us. That's Dr. Gunda Georg, Department Head of Medicinal Chemistry at the University of Minnesota. I'm also joined now in the studio by Dr. Shirin Lakhani, who's the intimate health specialist. Now, Shirin, how much would this sort of successful thing be? I mean, you know, what kind of a change do you think this would be if this actually is successful in men?
I mean, it'd be great to take some of the contraceptive burden away from women, wouldn't it, Nana? At the moment, women are ultimately almost entirely responsible for ensuring they don't fall pregnant. There hasn't been anything available to men besides condoms and vasectomies. So the onus generally has been on the female. So something like this that's safe, effective and reversible would be a great thing. But then the other side of it is, how much would you trust a man?
I was about to ask, that's the next question. Would you trust them?
I think there are pros and cons for it. So on the one hand, it'd be great for a man to be able to take control of whether or not he wants to become a father. So from that point of view, it's great. He can take the tablet and ensure that he's not going to father any unwanted children. But as a woman and as a mother, I don't know how much trust I'd actually put on the man to be responsible for that side of it.
I suppose if you're a single man and you are, obviously I would suggest that you do use other forms of contraception, but you may have a few lovers and they may not mind. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that at all. But in that respect, you're not likely to get people pregnant. Or even if you do use a barrier method of protection, then you still won't get someone pregnant if that sort of fails.
But I think the issue is, if we're looking at the population in general, as a woman, would you actually trust a man to take the pill? Because the consequences for a man forgetting to take a pill aren't as great as they are for a woman.
That's true, isn't it? So it's an interesting concept, isn't it?
And it'd be interesting to see how it develops as well, because we have very limited information at the moment. But the fact that it doesn't have side effects in mice is great, and I wish female contraception was researched and developed in the same way.
It's funny that when it comes to the men, they always sort of slightly get it right, don't they? When it's the women, I mean, I'm not saying there's any, but it just seems to be that they could probably work that out, and yet they're still huge.
Absolutely. I mean, they said 20 years development for a safe male pill. I wish they put the same sort of research into women's health.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how long it took them to develop it, but Shirin, thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to talk to you. That's Dr. Shirin Lakhani, an intimate health specialist for women and men.